No, still we are not able to hear you. I think.
1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. Now am I audible?
Yeah. Now it is okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, so welcome you all on the webinar on art of writing research paper. Before starting the webinar, I request you all to kindly mute your mics for smooth conduction of the program. Kindly mute your mics. Okay, so research is, I'm sure, a very challenging work. But what is more challenging is writing or putting forward your new research idea uh, in front of world so that it could be recognized. I request you all again to please mute your mics. Thank you so much. So to explain us how we can write a research paper which is more presentable, understandable, and acceptable, we have Dr. Sandeep Tawar with us. Dr. Sandeep is an associate professor in computer science and engineering department at Institute of Technology in Nirma University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat, in India. He has served the society by sharing his 130 plus research ideas in renowned journal publication, authored 9 books, total citation as per Google Scholar 1220 plus with H index 18 and I-10 index 38 and S per Scopus 725 plus with H index 15. He is Associate Editor of IJCS Ville since July 2019 till present and Security and Privacy International Journal of Ville since July 2017 till present. He has won 3 Best Research Paper Awards, has been invited as guest editor, editorial board members for many international journals, invited as keynote speaker, program chair, publication chair, publicity chair, session chair in many conferences held in North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. He is visiting professor in 2 universities of East Europe. I invite Dr. Arun Solanki, the convener of the webinar, to welcome Dr. Sandeep Tawar. Sir, Arun sir. Thank you, sir.
Arun sir, Arun, sorry to disturb you, sir. There is no audio available. I think repeatedly the messages are coming. No audio is being transferred to the audience. They are not in a position to listen us. Continuously, they are writing messages. No audio, no voice.
Now we can check again. Are you getting my audio or on the YouTube too? Just a minute, sir. I have checked my YouTube whether it is working or not.
It's okay now. It's okay now. Now messages are coming. It's okay now.
Okay, sir. Okay. So I can start again.
And yes, no problem.
Okay. So I want to discuss that what is the research in initial phase, and I want to make a base that the Dr. Sandeep also make a building on that. And for that, I want to ask that why was the Great Wall of China built? What have scientists learned about the possibility of life on Mars? What roles did women play in the American Revolution? How does the human brain create, store, and retrieve memories? Who invented the game of football and how it is changed over the years? You find answers to tough questions like these by searching the internet, visiting the library, or asking others for this information. To put it simply, you perform research. When you perform research, you are essentially trying to solve a mystery. You want to know how something works or why something happened. In other words, you want to answer a question that you have about the world. This is one of the most basic reasons for performing research. But the research process does not end when you have solved your mystery. Imagine what would happen if a detective collected enough evidence to solve a criminal case, but she never shared her solution with the authorities. Presenting what you have learned from research can be just as important as performing the research. Research results can be presented in a variety of ways, but one of the most popular and effective presentation forms is the research paper. A research paper presents an original thesis or purpose or statement about a topic and develops that thesis with information gathered from a variety of sources. So we can have the different type of goals for our research papers. We can communicate ideas and experiments. We can give a sound reason that people believe on our approach. We can describe experiments and results. We can allow others to reproduce your results preciously. And at last, we should be honest when we are doing the research. We should know that who is our audience and for whom we are writing a paper, as the 90% of writing is simply editing. So for that, we have to break some complex sentences, we have to use active voice, we have to picturize our research paper like a story, we have to pose the problem, we have to ask a question, we have to pose a solution, we have to note problems, we have to address that problem, we have to document that problem and the solution of that problems. The reader should know precisely why the paper is worth reading. We have to point out both advantages and disadvantages of the related work. We have to organize our paper with a logical flow. So we may be a good writer if we have the knowledge of the subject or topic, we have the passion for the subject, we have a logical and creative mind, we desire to communicate, we have appreciation for who the audience is, a willingness to revise and rewrite. So this is the base of our webinar today, and Dr. Sudeep Tawar, an eminent academician, is with us to give the answers of our curiosity. So Dr. Sudeep Tawar sir, you are most welcome in this webinar, and we hope that after this webinar all the participants, all the academicians or the research scholars will be satisfied with your presentation, and at last they will also have some questions too, and they will find all the solutions of the questions which we are having their mind from from many years, I can say from many years, they can't find the solution on the internet. But as of you are here, the master of writing the research paper, you will give the solution of each and every problem. So welcome you, sir. Now over to sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Solanki, and thank you very much, Dr. Aditi, for introducing me. Okay, and my voice is audible. I request Dr. Arun to you that please keep checking the messages on the YouTube.
Sure,
Okay,
sir.
because sometimes we people are thinking that we people are visible at their end and you.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Notify them. I request to thing the messages because I flow in the PPT, then I don't have the time to read all the messages. Okay.
Sure.
So thank you very much once again, the Gautam Buddha University administration for inviting me in this webinar, the art of writing the research paper. Okay. So without taking too much time, let me share my PPTs with all of you. So myself, Dr. Sudeep Tanwar. Okay. So today in this webinar, we are going to discuss about what is the art of writing the research paper. And believe me, these are my thoughts, my experiences with my students, with my mentor, and whatever we learned in last 4 to 5 years. So these are my experiences. Okay. So I have divided this entire presentation into 4 parts. In first part of the presentation, I am going to discuss about what exactly the meaning of research paper. What exactly the meaning of research paper and what are the ingredients required in order to write the research paper. These are very, very essential questions. Then for every researcher, why we need to write the research paper. So I'm going to throw some highlight on this aspect, what exactly the meaning of research paper and what are the essential ingredients required to write a research paper. Okay, so in second part of my presentation, I'm going to highlight how you are going to select a research topic, because selection of a research topic for the researcher plays an important role. Let's say you are a student of BTech, MTech, UG, PG, graduate student, PhD student. So this can click in your mind that what topic I have to select for my dissertation, for my thesis. So I'm going to highlight some of the aspects that what are the ways and measures how to select the research topic. And in third part of my presentation, I am going to discuss about how once the paper is ready, what kind of venues are available for you people to identify and how to identify a suitable venue for your research paper. And in the last part of my presentation, I am going to highlight once you submit the research paper, you will get some kind of comments from the reviewer side, whether your paper is accepted or rejected. So how to handle the comments of the reviewers. Okay. So let me start the first part of my presentation. So I'm going to cover each and every aspects of writing the research paper, start from the title till the references and from the submission to revision. Okay. So disclosure statement for this presentation, because this presentation is live on YouTube and Facebook. So this is the disclosure statement from my side that in this presentation, I have put forward my thoughts, my experiences on how to write a research paper in terms of application-oriented domain of computer science. But although, because I know it very well that in this presentation, the audience are not only from the computer science background, so I have kept few PPTs, generalized PPT. I will try to make my presentation very, very generalized for the each and every field of the engineering, applied science. Okay, so these are my observations, my thought. So may not be considered as strict rules or guidelines. So it is not like that. Whatever I am going to convey to you people, this is based upon the experience that we people are facing. So this is the disclosure statement about my presentation. So let me start. So you have spent months and years conducting the research. Okay. So next step is, what is the next step that will pay you in long run? So once you spend months and years for a particular title, then the next step is that will pay you in the research community is what is the next step? So that is very, very essential question in the research community, that if I know, let's say, for example, if I talk about computer science, let's say I am expertise in the algorithm designing. So if I am expert in the algorithm designing, then what is the next step that will pay you in the research community as a algorithm expert? So the community is going to recognize you when you publish your work. Okay, otherwise what happens if you are not in a position to write a good research paper depending upon your findings, then it is very, very tough for you to convince the audience, because otherwise what happens, it will remain in your laptop and it has no meaning. Maybe from the student perspective, you have a dissertation in your UG, in your PG, or for a PhD student, you have your dissertation, you have your thesis. So if you are not getting published your idea, then how the community will know that person X has performed these many experiments and these are the novelties in the experiment. So my recommendation to all of you is whatever idea you are having, try to get it published. Otherwise, it will remain in your laptop and it has no meaning. So there is a good quote by a researcher that writing is an easy, but all you do is you need to work hard. You need to work hard, very, very hard, especially for the IEEE transactions. And this statement is by the Jenny Floor, a great American journalist, author, and dramatist. So come to my basic question: what exactly the meaning of research paper? What exactly the meaning of research paper? So research paper means what? Research paper means the hours spent in the library to find some content related to the title, or writing some notes related to one title, related to one identified problem, or you can say in some different context that headache of dealing with some mysterious rules of documentation. Why I am highlighting this headache of dealing with mysterious rules of documentation? Because when a PhD student or a master student start the research work, then he or she is not aware about what title he has selected, number one, whether they have selected the right topic. There is a big question mark. So that's the way we can say that this is a kind of a long journey. Okay, so I will put some highlights, I will throw some highlights on these aspects that will make your things easier. Okay, now what is a research paper basically? As a layman language, if I say what exactly the meaning of research paper, so research paper is a document that contains some original findings or review existing results. So we have two types of keywords here. One is your research findings, and other is some analytical work or some review work. So another definition is it is a document that describes research contribution made in the field that you have identified. So these are some of the formal definition of research paper. Now, how many types of research papers are there? This slide is very, very important for the students, that how many categories of research papers are there. So number one is, let's say I want to submit one research paper in the conference. Okay, so in the conference, that means conference is either the conference of IEEE, Springer, ACM, any conference. So every conference has different rulings in terms of submission procedure, in terms of the page length. So generally we can categorize conference paper into three categories. The category number one is the poster paper. It contains only one page, short paper, 4 to 5 pages, and long paper, 6 to 12 pages. So short paper, normally IEEE conferences like ICC, Mobihawk, VTC, Infocom, these are top tier conferences. So these are going to select the paper of page length, accept the paper of page length of 6 to 8 pages. Okay. Long paper, some conferences of Springer, they say that no, we are ready to accept the page length of the paper submitted from the author side up to 12 pages, 15 pages. So again, you have to check the limitations of the number of pages in the conference where you want to submit your paper. So this is about so in nutshell, we can say from the conference perspective, we have three categories of paper: the poster paper, short paper, and long paper. Now come to this basic aspect that is more important, the journal and magazine. So journal paper we can categorize into many parts. Start from the review paper, survey paper, tutorial, research, experimental, and position paper. We cover one by one. I will tell you the exact meaning of each and every paper so that you don't have any doubt after this presentation. So this is my duty to make you aware about what exactly the difference is between these categories of journal paper and these categories of conferences paper. And third category of paper is the white paper. Normally the industry guys are targeting this white paper. They are not going for the publication in the publication houses like Science Direct, IEEE, ACM. So they are targeting the white paper submission, and they are for the industry guys. So now moving further, what exactly the meaning of review paper? So interchangeably we can use the review and survey, okay, but it's a kind of a myth. It is a myth that review paper and survey paper both are the same thing. No, both are not the same thing. There are differences between the review paper and survey paper. So let me clear this point. The review papers, in the review papers, you need to review, critically examine a technology. Let's say, for example, I want to write a paper in the blockchain technology. So in the blockchain technology, I want to examine this technology critically. So if this is my motive, then I can say that this is a kind of a review paper. Further, the review paper is tracing its progress from its inception to present, when this technology was incepted, and what is the progress over a period of time in this technology, irrespective of the field, whether it is a computer science field, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering. So in the review paper, we are critically examining the technology from since its inception to the till date. Okay. So if we come to the survey paper, then in the survey paper, the survey comprehensively view a technology, its applications, issues, ramifications. It's very, very important. Ramification means what? It's a kind of a subdivision and subdivision. Okay, so in the survey paper, we comprehensively view a technology, its application area, what kind of applications are there where we, let's say if I take blockchain as an example, so what are the areas, what are the applications where I can apply this blockchain technology? So this is the difference between the survey paper and review paper. And believe me, there is no page restriction on writing the review paper and the survey paper. Okay, but again, you need to check the journal where you want to target it, because according to journal guidelines, some journals say that no, we are restricted to take only these much pages paper. Okay, next category, very, very important category, is the tutorial paper. Okay, so nowadays I am with my students targeting this tutorial paper. So in tutorial paper, what exactly the meaning of tutorial paper? It examines a technology and may give practical information for implementing any technology. Okay, so these papers are written for the purpose of informing non-specialist engineers. That means you are writing the paper for the community, for the readers, those are not aware about the technology in which you are writing this paper. It's a big challenge for you people that you are writing the paper in such a way, in the layman language, with proper connectivity of contences and coherences between the sentences to the end user, and the end users are not expert enough about this particular technology. Okay, so normally magazine, IEEE wireless communication magazine, IoT magazine, IEEE network magazine, IEEE communication magazine, IEEE vehicular technology magazines, and IEEE cloud computing magazines, and list is long. So these type of magazine accept this tutorial approach paper. And the good aspect of tutorial approach paper is the impact factor of these magazines are ranging from 2 to up to 13, 14. If I take one example of IEEE wireless communication magazine, it has impact factor of 11 plus. Why this impact factor is more? Because the number of readers are more. Okay, because the circulation of the magazine is more. So my suggestion to all of you, please target the magazine. And in writing the paper for the magazine, you need not to convince the reader that my approach is better. But only thing required is you need to write the paper in such a way that contains some novelty component, and you try to convince the audience in such a way that, because you know it very well that they are not the expert of this technology and still they are interested to read your paper. Okay, now moving further, next category of paper, we can call it as a short paper, research letters. Okay, research letter means 3 to 4 pages paper that doesn't contain any related work. Only you try to highlight your short introduction and then try to highlight your proposed approach, your findings, your results. Okay, so these papers communicate brief report of data from the original research that you have carried out. Okay, and that will likely stimulate further research in the field. And next category of paper is the position paper. So the goal of the position paper is to convince the audience that your opinion is valid and worth listening to without the need present complete research or validated the result. So this is another category of research paper that we call it as a position paper. And all of you know that experimental paper, yes, experimental paper, you have selected a particular topic, you perform some kind of simulation and you are getting some results, comparing your results with some state-of-the-art approaches, and you come up with a new solution. So this category of paper, we can call it as a experimental paper. Okay, so, but writing, at least writing from the student perspective side, we can say that experimental paper any token for inclusion at least. Okay, if it doesn't contain any novelty, then you can target some low impact factor, but it is at least this paper which you have wrote must contain some kind of income. Now coming to my further discussion, we can categorize research into, number one is the incremental research. The meaning of this incremental, so many researchers have already selected this particular problem. Let's say if I take one example, image processing. So many researchers are already working in image processing. So why you have selected this particular technology? So that means incremental research means that if I take another example, let's say for example, wireless sensor network, and my target is to enhance the lifetime of the wireless sensor network. Mr. X has already worked in this particular domain, and by using Mr. X approach, the lifetime enhancement is 85%. I am using some hybrid approach, and by using hybrid approach, the lifetime of my approach is, let's say, 93%. So 7% increment or 7% increment is there. So that we can see it as an incremental research. Okay. Next one is the novel idea based research. And believe me, this is the grayscale area for researchers, or it is the duty of the researcher that we need to identify some novel idea. That means problem itself, but this area, you are the one who is going to touch this area. Okay, so this is that finding a novel problem is again a big challenge, but impossible. Okay, why? If you are coming up with a novel idea, then other people are doing what? The other people are following you, and they are doing the incremental research on your idea that you are going to float the research community. Okay, so that is the big difference. I cannot say big, very, very huge difference between the incremental novel research. Okay, so this is types of research. Now, once you know what is the research paper, how many types of research I am having, next topic is how to gather the material research. So for getting the material, I have divided this gathering material into three parts. Part number one is the note taking. The first part is note taking, and the second part is avoid plagiarism, and the third one is type of sources. Okay, so in this part, what I need to do, first I am going to discuss about the note taking. Okay, and then I am going to discuss about the role of what is the role of plagiarism, and then the type of sources. So what I need to convey to you people from this slide, research zone, very good slide and very good message for you, that whenever your guide say that no, you want to work in the IoT domain and find out how many types of protocols are there in the Internet of Things environment, then normally the student has this kind of approach. They directly go and just Google it. Okay, and whatever the Google will give, the first 10 link they are going to check, and then they are going to prepare a document and they summarize it, and next day they go back to their respective guide and they say that no sir, I have prepared a 5-page report. Okay, now this is not going to solve your purpose unless and until you directly go to the publication houses and search the respective paper related to your field, then it is going to solve your purpose. Okay, so gathering materials, whenever you are taking the notes, so always try to cite it properly, the source from where you have gathered this material. Why I am more worried, and we are going to discuss about this source. This source plays an important role, and this, if you are not quoting the source in your research paper, then you are in big trouble. You are in big trouble, believe me, because of the internet. Internet is an open channel. The information is available to across the globe, and if you are just taking the idea of someone else, then someone else is going to claim the community that no, this is not your idea, this is my idea. So if you are in a dilemma and you have taken some idea from some sources, then my advice to you is directly quote the sources. So while quoting the sources, you need to identify if it is a research paper, the name of the researchers, title of the paper, the page number, the publisher, and the publication date. Okay. Next category is the note-taking method. What are the note-taking method? Again, this note-taking method vary from person to person. Okay, some person say that no, I do not believe in writing on the register and A4 sheet. I believe in writing directly on the computer, on the laptop. It will save my time. So this is one way of one of the mechanism of note-taking method. Second one is some students say that no, I am using some note cards that are going to solve my purpose, make my things easier, and write notes into a binder. Okay, so what is the mean? That means you are writing. You do not believe that the typing notes are going to solve my. You are just handwriting the in a binder that will remain with you for until the paper gets published, and then it is up to you whether you want to discard it or you want to remain these things with you. Okay. Now moving further. So plagiarism, I am again highlighting this. Plagiarism is a kind of a crime. It's a crime basically. Now UGC, Government of India, across the globe, every government is going to ban the researcher that who are going to plagiarize the material already available on the sources. Okay. So in this particular case, so precise note taking should you avoid unintentional plagiarism, since you will keep secondary source information clearly distinct from your original thought. So if the idea is not common knowledge, let's say for example, everyone know that the sun rises and also sets daily. Okay, so nothing new in it. If you want to quote such kind of sentences in your paper, then or some original thoughts, then or if you are in a big question, big dilemma that what to do, how to paraphrase it, then the most saving part for you people is if you are in a doubt, then directly please cite it. Okay, because this will save your purpose. Now the next one is, because plagiarism, when you take someone else's work, idea or words and use them as your own and claiming that no, this is my work, then it is an academic and unethical offense. So plagiarism is still someone's intellectual property right. You are still intellectual rights. Okay. So action here is many researchers were retracted by the journals. This is very, very important for you. If you are not coming up or you are plagiarizing the content already available on the internet or different sources, and your paper gets published, then later on someone complained it to the publication house, then might be many of you have seen that there are some papers available on the Science Direct and IEEE, and there is a type of a red stamp available on them, retracted. What is the meaning of this retraction? Retraction means that someone has already complained to the publication house that this idea is mine, and Mr. X has published this idea, and with some proof he or she has submitted to the editor-in-chief, and editor-in-chief has constituted a committee, and committee has to take the decision. Then this content is to be retracted, and it is like that this content is deleted from the web. No, with your name, with red stamp, retraction will come up and throughout remain in your entire life. Okay, so this is a kind of a crime, I can say. So please avoid it. Next one is what type of, so in the next we are going to discuss about the type of sources. What are the different types of sources? So first type of sources is, you know it very well. I am not going to take much time on it because I am going to highlight the aspects that are more important for you people. So types of sources means what? From where you are gathering the material. So I have divided this entire into more generic aspect into the 6 parts. The first part is some written and visual medias. Some students say that no, research papers are good, but at the same time I want to listen some good audio. I want to see some good video. So how to cite the video, how to cite the audio contents are available over internet. Some personal criteria, some have some kind of personal criteria, and of course 90% people are using the publications from the journal conferences. Okay, publication houses like IEEE, ACN, Springer, Hindawi, Villay. Okay, so these are the publication sources. Now moving further, so when you have the enough material available with you, then it is not, let's say for example, if I'm typing Internet of Things, so believe me, more than 10,000 links appear in IEEE alone. So it is not like that we need to do which content is more important for me, which content is not important for me. I am going to give some clue, some highlight on this aspect also. Okay. So there is no need to become this. We will work like together is a team, because research is a teamwork. Alone, I can publish one paper, two paper, but if you want to publish good paper, if you want to target good journals, and if you want to increase your count in publication, then you need collaboration. Collaboration in terms of what? Indian collaboration, foreign collaboration, that will pay you in long run, believe me. Okay, so combined research, when you have the data available with you from magazines, newspapers, you have the data from books, you have the data from internet and web, okay, and you have the data from the journals, then what you need to do, you need to combine. Okay, so this is one part of the presentation where I have highlighted on the what exactly the meaning of research. Now this is a big question on the researcher mind, on the student mind. Then what is the structure of the research paper? Structure means guideline. So I will tell you 3 to 4 sample, but in percentage wise, if I tell you, then if I say 100%, let's say 20 pages paper. So out of these 20 pages paper, if I said, number one aspect is, if you are selecting a particular title, then you need to first identify for your venue, for which journal you are targeting. If you don't know for which journal I am targeting, then there is a big dilemma later on. What the researchers are doing, their guide say that no, write the paper on the protocol analysis on IoT. Okay, later on we will see where to submit it. No, this is a wrong approach. First, before start the writing of the paper, you need to identify for which venue I am going to prepare. I will give you one simple example, my own example. Okay, we, along with my mentor Dr. Neeraj Kumar and Dr. Sudhanshu Tyagi and my other colleague, we started writing paper for the communication survey and tutorial. And you know it very well that communication survey tutorial is a very, very renowned journal having 20+ impact factor. Okay, so we are targeting this journal, and we don't know at the start that we are going to submit this paper in the communication survey and tutorial. Later on we have decided, but when the outcome, when the revision we will get, then we realize that no, communication survey tutorial having impact factor 20+ is not going to is a very, 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 very renowned journal. Okay, so the quality they are expecting, their reviewers are expecting very, very refined quality. So why I am telling this example to you, it is my advice to all of you that you first select the venue and then write the paper. Okay, and then the second aspect is, before start writing your paper, you need to frame out a kind of a structure of your paper. What is the meaning of structure of your paper? That means, let's say for example, if I take 20-page paper, my limit is I want to write 20 pages paper. Then in that 20 pages paper, 5% of the 20 pages I need to specify for the reserve for the abstract, 15% for the roughly 15% for the introduction, related work 10%, proposed approach 30%, experiment results and analysis 30%, conclusion and future work 5%, acknowledgement optional 1 to 2 line. It is again, if it is a kind of a project work, then you need to give the acknowledgement to the project. And next one is the references 5%. Again, this percentage is vary depending upon the nature of the journal. And believe me, if you see this particular presentation in this particular slide, percentage 60% is allocated to the proposed approach and experiments. And as per my understanding, this is more than 60%, 70%. Reviewers are eager to directly come to your proposed approach. So backbone of any paper is the experiments and the proposed approach. The results you have find out. Okay, so this could be one of the structure of writing the research paper. Now moving further, so now the next question comes. I have decided the title, I have decided the structure. Now the next step is, now what is the sequence of writing the research paper? What exactly is the meaning of sequence of writing the research paper? So sequence of writing the research paper means whether I need to write the abstract first, introduction first, related work first, result first, proposed approach first. Again, there is no standard guideline. That depends on your understanding, but as I will tell you the many sequences. So this could be one of the many ways. Some author says that no, I am first writing the title, author name, affiliation, and then abstract, then introduction, related work, proposed approach, experiments, conclusion, future work, acknowledgement, and references. I will go in the same sequence, abstract till the references. So this could be one of the many ways. Another alternative is some people say that no, abstract and conclusion I will write at the end, because at the end of the paper, then only I will know that what is my achievement, and then it is the high time for me and the best time for me to write these abstract and conclusion. So this could be one of the way. So choice one is, this is again example. The another sequence of writing the research paper is introduction first, then proposed approach, then experiment result, then related work, then conclusion, and at the last abstract. And then at the last, depending upon the contribution of the authors, let's say in one paper there are 4 authors. Okay, so whose name will be first, whose name will be second, whose name will be third, whose name will be fourth. So again, depending upon their contribution, we need to decide. Okay, and then at the last, acknowledgement. So this could be another choice. Another choice is, some say that no, introduction, related work we will write at the end. First we start with the proposed approach with some system model, problem formulation. So then experiment, then introduction, then related work, sorry, then conclusion and future work, and at the last abstract. So this is about the sequence. Okay, so now another one is I will tell you what exactly you need to write in the introduction, what you need to write in the introduction. This is very, very important part for researcher, for the students, that introduction is the backbone of your research paper. Abstract and introduction, because these are the 2 sections that the researchers, or you can say the reviewers, are going to read first. Okay, so I am going to throw some highlights on these aspects, what content you need to add in the introduction. So try to frame out your questions, your entire paper structure into a questionnaire form. Unless and until you know that for what purpose I am writing this paper, it is just my guide say that write a paper, then I am only writing the paper. This is not going to solve your purpose. Unless and until from your inner conscious, there is a kind of appeal that yes, for this purpose I am writing the paper, and this is the problem that I am going to address. Okay, once you have the answer of these 2 questions, then start writing the introduction. Unless and until you have the answer of these 2 questions,
Line right now. Just a minute, sir. Let me check.